as a new council, we have a fantastic opportunity. Indeed, I'd go further. I'd say we have an obligation to play an outsized role in tackling climate change. And this course is, if you like, the first stage on a vital journey, which I hope we'll all take together in addressing climate change. And of course, this journey that we talk about will include not just our own estate, our own buildings, our vehicles, lighting and so forth, and reducing the carbon footprint of our own estate, but also, and very importantly, helping the community to achieve net zero over the whole geography. Now, I'm glad to say, attest to the excellence of this course. I've taken it myself a few months ago, and I found it very informative and very helpful. This just by way of introduction, this council, as you know, has declared a climate emergency, and we don't take the word emergency lightly. It's a very serious situation that we find ourselves in as a species. This is really an existential threat. And I think to act decisively as a council, as a group, and effectively, we need to do so collectively. So we need your help. We need to work together, officers, members, all of the folks that we're working with. We all need to be working together. And I think this course is a very important part of that, because it will enable you to interrogate the science, question the current thinking, engage with what's happening, so that hopefully by the end of this, you'll appreciate, what's happening within climate change and why it is so important. But the course will show you that humans are causing global warming by releasing fossil fuels into the atmosphere and other greenhouse gases. And hopefully it will give you an idea as to how we can halt this global warming. Now, the climate predictions are pretty dire. We've already seen a warming of 1.2 degrees centigrade above the levels that existed pre-industrialization. And the scientists tell us that if we move above 1.5 degrees centigrade, the changes to our climate will be very serious indeed. And in fact, of course, the current pathway has us moving to beyond 2 degrees centigrade, which would be disastrous. So even on the current trajectory, sea levels are going to rise, some cities will become uninhabitable, fresh water will become scarce for millions, possibly billions of people, disease will spread, crops will fail, droughts will become more frequent, forest fires will become more common, and the coral reef, which is already dying, will probably finally die. And we can see on the news the impact of climate change almost every day. I mean, what we saw in India, for example, was horrific. Those storms, those floods, and then those heat waves which kill people. And it's really quite shocking. But we, of course, experienced some of that in Cumbria. We've had dramatic storms. We have our coastline that is eroding. So we've seen what happens under extreme weather conditions. Species are migrating. Even here, species are migrating, and they will reach the boundaries of those migration pathways, and thus will accelerate an already dreadful trend in species extinction. And as this course will show you, the situation is highly serious. It's highly serious, but it's not terminal. It's not terminal if we act, and if we act together and if we act now. And there are things that we can do and must do to save the planet. And we in Westmorland and Furness, of course, we can't do it all. We can't provide the total solution. But what we can do is be part of the solution. And indeed, what we would like to do, and what I'm passionate about doing, is leading in this field. I believe that we have that opportunity to lead in this field. To be frank, I'm a little fed up with reading about the wonderful things that Cambridge is doing, or Hampshire's doing, or Cornwall is doing, or Stroud is doing. Now, occasionally, of course, we hear about what Eden's doing and Barrow is doing and South Leighton and Cumbria, but not nearly enough times. I want to have the airways constantly filled when people are talking about climate change and local authorities with the name Westmorland and Furness. By the way, I want to emphasize that there are some terrific initiatives going on in Eden, South Lakeland, and Barrow, and I want to congratulate all of the officers and members that were involved in these initiatives, and we're going to continue them, and we're not going to stop what we're doing that's good. Absolutely not. Recognize what we've done today as being terrific, but we need to kick it up a notch. And if that's the one message that I have, is that we have an urgency to kick it up, to move on to another gear, and to accelerate the change. And I would like everyone, as I've mentioned, officers, members, our contractors, our partners, our friends, our neighbors, everybody to feel part of these enormously important initiatives, which we're going to be rolling out during the year to tackle climate change. Now, in the council at the moment, our immediate focus obviously is on stabilizing the organization following local government reorganization. But we are also very actively documenting all of the initiatives, and we've already documented actually all of the initiatives that have been going on within our partners, within the communities, within the parishes, within the towns, and within the previously sovereign authorities. And in July, Cabinet will receive a report which will show on how we will move at pace to draw up our own detailed action plan. Now, I want to emphasize that we're not going to be doing this on our own. We're going to be doing it with partners. Members, some members who joined work streams, and Eamon was one of them, Judith was on one of them, Jackie was on one of them, Therese was on one of them. Members did a lot of work while we're in the shadow period, finding out what was going on in our area, who is doing what. And we want to work with these partners. There are a lot of great initiatives, and so our aim will be to support, to lean into, to help those initiatives be even more successful, and that will be part of our action plan. So we're engaging all of these different groups that are involved in climate action, all of the parishes and towns, all the locality boards, portfolio holders. We're going to engage all of them, and we are engaging all of them, to make sure that in our council, climate change and tackling climate change is a golden thread that runs through all of our activity. And if you have any ideas after taking this course as to how we can improve what we're doing, let me know. If there are ways in which you think you can help, let me know. If there are ways in which you think you can help your local parishes, local town councils do more, please do. And if you would like to participate in any of the activities, and there are a lot of activities going on, please let me know. It's difficult to understate the importance of the issues which are going to be presented to you during this course. And if you're already aware of a lot of the facts that we presented, I hope this will serve as a useful refresher. If the subject is somewhat new to you, I hope you won't be too upset by it, because it is a little unsettling when you see what the future will look like if we don't act. But I hope that it will galvanize you into action. We need to raise our game, but we can only raise our game with your help. So thank you for being part of this course.